So we have something a little different today. I reached out to my local CanAm Spyder dealership, All Out Cycles, and asked if I can stop by and shoot an interview with their manager and to ask some questions about how does one go about buying a CanAm Spyder from the showroom. And he was very gracious and invited us over, so we are getting ready to pull up into their parking lot. We're a little bit early for the interview, but it should be fun. Well, we're here at All Out Cycles in Chesapeake with Dave Hanson, and he's graciously let us come by and talk to him today and a bit about the process of buying a Spyder and his dealership. So we'll start off with a bit about you. We've chatted just a few minutes before we started rolling the film. What got you into this line of work?
Something I've always done. Growing up at family, we were a motorcycle, ATV, jet ski type family. We were always on this stuff. So when it got time to do something for a living, I said, you know, I've enjoyed this, my family's enjoyed this, so that's kind of what got us into this.
Okay.
So the fun, I love the things we sell.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I wound up here.
How long has the company been here?
We're going on 25 years now.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I say when I look at it. I go, wow, 20, I couldn't believe it. So yeah, going on 25 years now, we've been in business.
Is this a startup? And then would you started it from the ground up, or did you buy an existing business?
No, we started in 1994 from the ground up. When we first opened, my parts room now is 4 times the size of my entire dealership when we first opened.
Yep.
So we were about 1,500 square foot was everything when we first opened, and so now the dealership's about 15,000 square feet. So
wow, okay.
Quite a change from back then. But
Right. And if my research is correct, you guys are the only Spyder dealership in the area.
correct, over on South Side Hampton Roads.
The guys in the peninsula I don't count because I'm not going to go through that bridge tunnel to fight that traffic.
Yeah, so on the south side, you know, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake area, we're the only CanAm Spyder dealer.
Good deal. And you all sell them, and you maintain them, and you sell parts, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. Full service, sales, service, parts, accessories, anything you need for your Spyder, we're here to take care of it for you.
And I've only had the pleasure of coming by once for a new rear tire and was just thrilled with the service. So granted it was but then again, I have a machine that requires little maintenance. So, but yeah, I've already experienced your level of service, so good deal.
That's what we like to hear. That's what we try to do.
This is one of the reasons I'm here today.
Yeah, so here at All Out Cycles, we are BRP, Bombardier Recreational Products. We carry most of everything they sell. So the CanAm Spyder, we do the Sea-Doo watercraft, and then we also sell their line of off-road CanAm vehicles, so ATVs and side-by-sides. And then from the Polaris manufacturer, we do their three-wheeled offering, which is the Polaris Slingshot, Indian motorcycles, and then we sell Polaris ATVs and side-by-sides as well.
Okay.
So I always tell people 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels, no wheels. We got it all covered. So we began selling the CanAm Spyder in 2008 when
right after they came out.
Correct. Yeah. Right when they started, we were on board from day one on the Spyder. It's just a really neat. I mean, when it came out, I just said, "Wow, that is a cool idea." We were already a dealer for BRP, Bombardier Recreational Products, that makes the Spyder. So we knew the company. We dealt in their other product lines, the Sea-Doo watercraft, their ATVs they do. And so when they came out with an on-road product, we knew it wasn't going to be another Me Too product. They weren't going to do a 2-wheeled motorcycle or anything. CanAm, BRP is known as they're really a leader and an innovator in the power sports industry. So when they came out with the Spyder, obviously it was a whole new segment. Nobody had seen her, you know, that concept of a 3-wheeled, 2-wheel up front was just so unique and so different that knowing the history we had with BRP and knowing their ability to take things that were different and unique and be successful with them kind of just led us to say, hey, look, this is something we think, this is a company that can take something unique, new, and different and be successful with it.
So when a person walks into your showroom and says, I'm thinking about buying one of these beautiful machines, can you talk about the process?
Sure. So, the process of buying a Spyder, it's not necessarily significantly different from any other product we're doing, but usually when somebody comes in the store and they say, hey, I'm thinking about a CanAm Spyder, usually the first thing we're going to go is we're going to start asking some questions. Are you riding now? If so, what are you riding? What riding experience do you have? Try to figure those things out, and then also kind of get more into, okay, well, what are your plans with this machine? So, what do you envision yourself doing with your new Spyder, to find out what types of riding they're doing, what their plans are, because you can see we've got different types of models that are made because there's different models for different types of activities. So there's not a one size fits all. So for us, the first step is really getting an understanding of the customer, figuring out where they are in their riding experience, because you have everything on a Spyder. You have, I have Spyder riders that are 40-year motorcycle guys that are transitioning to 3 wheels, and this allows them to stay out there on the road and keep riding. And we have brand new people who have never been on a motorcycle, never thought they'd ever do anything like this, and then they saw the Spyder and went, hey, wait, I can do that. That looks easy. It's really probing questions for the customer to figure out where they are, what kind of questions they may have, but also, like I said, it's fact gathering for us so that we can kind of point them in the right direction and maybe make some suggestions to make sure that we get them on the right vehicle.
Would they buy a product typically that's on your showroom floor already, or would you typically have to, based on your experience, order something from the factory, or how do you get the consumer exactly what they want?
Well,
what is that process?
Yeah, so you hit the nail on it. The most important thing to me is getting the customer the machine they want. When you're looking at purchasing something like this, for most people, it is an aspirational product, something they've thought about, they've put a lot of time and effort into it. So I always tell people, if you're not really excited about the machine you're buying, we're probably buying the wrong machine. So let's relook at this. So depending on the time of year and seasonality and stuff, I would say on average we stock between 25 and 35 Spyders at any given time. So we have the stuff on the floor here.
Gotcha.
Plus we have more colors and options and stuff like that back in crates. So the customer makes their selection. If we've got it here, great. If it's on the floor, if it's in a crate, depending on that setup, if it's something we have here, then we need a day or two to get it prepped and ready to go home with you. If the color, the options and stuff that the customer really wants isn't here, we have the ability to do a factory order. So we can order up a new machine from the factory. General lead time, I would say, is about 3 to 4 weeks on a factory order.
Okay.
We also have the option of doing a dealer locator. So let's say that 3 to 4 week time frame doesn't fit the customer's needs. They need it sooner. They've got a trip planned, or just don't want to wait the 3 to 4 weeks. We have the ability to go out there and see all the units in the field that other dealers have in inventory, and then we can transfer those in. So, if you like this bike here, but you want it in red instead of blue and I don't have it,
right,
and the 3 to 4 weeks doesn't work, we can dealer transfer it in, and that time frame is usually a week maybe to kind of transfer one in from another dealer.
Now, if you happen to have one on the showroom floor that does it for the customer, and they said, hypothetically, that they want the blue RT in the back, how long before they're able to drive it home?
Ideally, I'd like to have a day or so. The main reason, so even though you see the stuff on the showroom floor here, they're together, they're assembled, they look ready to go. Most of them don't have gas on the floor, so they have no miles, they haven't been running it. And there is a PDI, or pre-delivery inspection, so a safety checklist that needs to go through on every machine before it goes out here. So every machine is going to get fully prepped, gets test ridden by a technician to make sure that it's functioning 100%, everything's working as it's supposed to. So ideally, we like to have time to do that properly. We don't want to shortchange anybody.
Okay.
So we like to have a day. I get it sometimes that you're excited and it's a sunny day and you want to take it home. Yeah. So we're going to do what we can, if that's the case. And obviously we're going to try to get the customer on their machine as soon as possible. But what we don't want to do is shortchange them and not do all the checks and stuff that should be done to make sure that the machine's 100% ready to go.
So if a consumer comes in, has never been on a CanAm Spyder, and is dying to try one out, can you let them do a test drive?
So with regards to test rides on the Spyder, we love to get people on them. That's the best way to sell the product, is to put them on. And so we invite people to take test rides on Spyders, provided they have the appropriate licensing. Right. Because we are test riding on public roads. Right. So as long as somebody has the proper endorsement, which in the state of Virginia would be either an M endorsement or an M3 endorsement, great, we invite it. We typically like to schedule those so that you come in and say, hey, Dave, I like a Spyder RT, I'd like to take one for a test drive. We'll schedule it to make sure that we've got an RT that fits transmission-wise, those things that you're interested in. We want to put you on the machine that you're interested in. So what we like to do is verify we've got all the right licensing. We'll schedule a time for you. We've got a machine ready and waiting. Come in, sign a safety waiver, and take your test ride.
I remember 3 years ago when I was doing my research, one of the options was to go through the training course out in Suffolk, but they had one RT at the time. And you had to rotate around between an RT, a trike, and a Harley three-wheel. When I say trike, it was a sidecar. And my wife signed up this last spring to get her three-wheel certification, so we took our Spyder out there, but we were surprised to learn that they had 5 or 6 CanAm Spyders that everybody had a chance, who wanted to ride Spyders exclusively, can now ride the Spyder. And I don't know if that's statewide or just local.
It's regional. That's part of the effort that CanAm has really undertaken in the past couple of years, is getting people trained. So part of that, and part of the limitation on the training before, was the availability of the units. Right. So the schools had one, and they had to rotate it around. So us, for example, we have 4 units that belong to our dealership that are in that class right now, that we're rotating in so that they've got brand new Spyders, because the reality is most people that are coming for three-wheel licensing now are interested in the CanAm Spyder. So instead of putting them on a traditional trike or a sidecar, which they have no interest in, they're going to be riding a nice brand new Spyder. So we've really made an effort, and so almost statewide, so the class here in Suffolk has a fleet of 5, 6 brand new Spyders that they're using. They teach it up in Richmond, the same thing. So they're able to get more people trained on the product that they're interested in. It's been a great help to us. We're seeing people come literally directly from the class, complete the class on Sunday, and come in Monday, and they're buying a Spyder. They go, and they know what they want.
Yes.
I had a lady come in and she goes, I want a Spyder RT limited white one. I drove one over the weekend. That's the bike I want. So it's been working out really great. And so that's really where they've been focusing their efforts, is let's get the people the proper endorsement, because that's a hurdle, obviously legally, we've got to get over before we can go ride a Spyder.
And it's a great marketing effort.
Absolutely.
It's getting people on the Spyder.
Yep. Well, we talked about the buying process and the timeline and stuff on it. One of the things, I guess, if I was giving advice to potential Spyder buyers, and just kind of missteps that I think people make, and kind of things to avoid.
Good topic.
Yeah. So my advice to anybody, and this isn't necessarily just Spyder related, but anybody that's looking at buying a machine, and price is always something that comes up. People go, oh, the price of the unit. And everybody wants a good deal, and I can appreciate that. But what I see people get locked into sometimes is they think the only component of a good deal is price. And I would say price is a component. It is a factor, absolutely. But getting the right unit, to me, that's the most important thing to a good deal, because if you save a lot of money off of the list price of a unit, but it's not the right machine for you because the dealer had it left over and had to sell it, it's really not a good deal for you if it's not the right machine.
Exactly.
So while I get, price matters, I would tell people getting the right machine is really the most important thing to make sure that you're a happy consumer, a happy Spyder owner. You want the machine that's going to do the things you need it to do as you're using it for the next 5, 10 years, however long you're going to own this machine. So, concentrate on finding the right machine first. That's ultimately the key to make sure that you're a happy owner. The other thing I would say, is when you start comparing price against multiple dealers too, lots of times people are shopping out of state, and so the price they get from the out-of-state dealer might not include all the fees and stuff that their local dealer's including. So they'll call and say, hey, this guy will sell me this machine for $27,000 out the door. And he's an out-of-state dealer, and so he's not collecting any tax, title, licensing fees that your local dealer is including in the price. So the person thinks they're getting a better deal, when in actuality, they're going to have to pay those taxes and everything anyway. Yeah.
So it's more than just a sticker price.
Yeah, and so I try to get people to realize that. I think, like I said, in anything, that's part of it. The other thing too, like I said, if you're shopping your local dealer and that's who you're going to be coming in for service and stuff like that, I think it's important to develop that relationship with your dealer. We have at our dealership here a customer loyalty program or an incentive program. We call it the All Out Advantage. So it's included with the purchase of any new on-road machine. So when you buy a new machine from us, your oil and filter changes are free for as long as you own the bike.
Oh,
your
cool.
State inspections are free for as long as you own your bike. We have loaner bikes available. So you bring your bike in for service, we've got loaner bikes available so you can get back to the office, run your errands instead of waiting here while we service it. So there's a lot of other added bonus and things that you get purchasing it from us, and other dealers have programs similar to that. So I would just advise people to kind of keep that in mind. Like I said, if you've got a local dealer that's going to be doing your stuff, they're usually going to have some sort of incentive for their local people, whether it's saving money on accessories, free service like we're doing, or discounts on service. So you want to kind of factor all that in your buying decision process, not just the cost of acquiring the bike today, but like I said, in the case of ours with All Out Advantage, it's your cost of ownership is less as you ride the bike because of the free things you're getting. So you want to,
in my opinion, the oil change itself is worth its weight in gold. I've done one oil change on my RT, and fortunately I have a mechanical bent, so it was easy for me, but it was very time consuming. Basically, I had to disassemble the entire right side of the Spyder to get to the to where the filter was located.
The Spyders are great machines. They are not the easiest machines in the world to work on. So you really have to take your time, really know what you're doing in order to properly service these things. So yeah, typically, when you get somebody who's changed the oil once themselves, usually they'll come and they ask us how much it is and they pay us to do it the second time.
Unless they have a lot of free time on their hands.
Yeah, exactly.
What type of warranty does the CanAm Spyder come with?
Standard warranty on a new Spyder is 2-year, unlimited mileage, and they are also including free roadside assistance with that as well.
Cool.
So you're out on the road, you get a flat, run out of gas, those normal hazard things that happen. You get an 800 number to call, they'll take care of that. So 2-year unlimited with 2-year roadside is standard. You can extend that. So CanAm has what they call BEST or Bombardier extended service terms. So we can extend that warranty out to 3, 4, 5 years if you would like to have more coverage.
Sure.
And that's available when you purchase any machine new. And then also, just so people know, if you already have a Spyder, as long as you're still within your original manufacturer's warranty, as long as you've got some warranty left, you can always add that extended. So you bought a bike a year ago, you still have some warranty left on it, you can come into a CanAm dealer and purchase the extended warranty as long as your factory warranty hasn't expired.
Okay, that's good to know. Very good to know. Okay. Well, that about wraps up our interview this evening. Do you have anything else that you would like to add? Any last minute thoughts?
No, I just, like I said, I appreciate you coming in and doing this. I
appreciate you letting me do this. This is fun.
I enjoy the Spyders. They're, like I said, they're great machines. Yeah, we've been selling them for 10 years now. Yeah, 10 years, 08. That's 10 years,
wow.
Long time. Yeah, time flies, like they say. But I said, I think they're great machines. Owners like yourself are very passionate about them. That's one of the things.
A little bit, yeah.
That's one of the things. That's one of the things I love about my job more than anything, and what I do here is the customers, the passion that they have for their product. And when a customer comes in and tells me about the trip they took or where they went and the things they saw on their Spyder, that's really, you know, that's one of my favorite things, is to hear all the things that people do with the product we sell.
Well, Dave Hanson, thank you for your time today.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
All right. So here's another observation that I have about all-out cycles. And since it really wasn't a question, I didn't bring it up during the interview. When we were in the research and planning stage of acquiring our CanAm Spyder, we made 2 visits to All Out Cycles to gather additional information. And unlike a car dealership where the sales staff comes at you like a bunch of predators and tries to sell you a product, and the staff at All Out Cycles were gracious, courteous, and never tried to, quote, sell us something, but were there to help us make the purchase decision and answer our questions. It was truly refreshing. So I want to close by thanking Dave Hanson and All Out Cycles for letting us come in there and shoot this video.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up.
If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Feel free to leave a comment below.